It is June the 8th and I am at Syringa Provincial Park campground, and there's a trail here called the Yellow Pine Trail that I'm taking you on today. Wow, it's been a long time. It feels so good to be back hiking. So much has happened since I've seen you guys last. We got a lot of catching up to do. Anyway, this campground, I really like it. We got a really nice spot, and I'm gonna do a different video on the whole campground because that's how special it is. Only bad thing is that there's poison ivy. I haven't seen it yet though, but I am very wary. This campground is by the Lower Arrow Lake. Very pretty. This pandemic has prevented me from uploading anything since November. Finally, things are getting relaxed now a bit, that I'm able to get out. But wow, so much has happened. Lots of wars and rumors of wars, not the least of which was the US elections, which I could hardly bear to watch sometimes. I could not watch the news, it was so sickening. And yeah, a Christian nation fighting, that was really hard to see. And then Myanmar and Russia and the Ukraine, Belarus, Israel and Palestine, and I'm sure I've missed some. Anyway, I try not to keep up with all the terrible things that are going on in this world. But the latest one is whether you get your vaccine or not. I've heard of longtime seasoned pastors throwing in the towel and saying they're out of here. They can't handle their congregations anymore because the members of the congregation are just so polarized in their view of the vaccine. Always something going on. So, just for the record, I got the Pfizer vaccine, and all of you that have rolled up your sleeves and taken one for the team, I thank you. If we can get this pandemic under control, oh, I will be so happy. The only reason I watch the news is to see if the borders opened up yet. Anyway, at the end of the day though, it is a free choice whether you get your vaccine or not. God allows people free choice, and so we should allow each other free choice on what they want done with their bodies. But yeah, one more contention. I just passed my 3rd year anniversary of uploading movies to this channel, and I've uploaded 93 videos. I have 452 subscribers. Thank you. And I have 99 followers on Instagram, and the last time I looked it was 63 on Facebook. So those stats are just for my own posterity. With this being a Christian hiking channel, I am unapologetically an apologist for Jesus. I knew that I could be getting a lot of hate comments and all that. I was prepared for that. But honestly, only a couple people in the last 3 years have made any kind of snarky comments. So I'm pretty pleased with that. However, well, let me first preface this. Some people say Caribbean, some people say Caribbean, some people say Grenada or Granada, Appalachia, Appalachia. Well, I mispronounced a name of a place in one of my videos, and oh, the hate mail that I got from people. People actually took their time to send me private emails. Like, aren't these people busy? Don't they have a life? Yeah. So I get hate mail for mispronouncing a word. That's okay. By the way, this particular video, as of this recording, has over 31,000 views on it, so I don't know if that's because I mispronounced the word or what, but that's definitely my best viewed video. So, serendipity. Coming up on a viewpoint. And this is the view from the bench. Pretty nice. In case you don't know, I upload my movies every Sunday morning. When I'm hiking, of course. But this year I thought I'd like to do some other stuff too. I'm going to be adding a couple of playlists. So there'll be breakout videos every once in a while throughout the week. So stay tuned for that. I went on a little spur trail and we got another viewpoint. How many of you are ready for Zoom to be done with? Our church has been Zooming and it's been nice during lockdown, but we are looking forward to meeting together, and I think in a couple weeks we get to start doing that. Anyway, we had a guest speaker on Zoom. He's a really great guy, very down to earth, but a very important guy. He is the ministerial director of our conference. And what that means is that any pastors, he's in charge of the pastors of the local churches, and they can come to him with their troubles, or if they want a shoulder to cry on, if they're having difficult times with church members, they go to him and they try and figure things out. So he was telling about one of his first Zoom experiences. He was in a meeting with all the other ministerial directors of North America. But he had to go to the bathroom, but he knew enough to mute himself. And he proceeded to take his laptop into the bathroom and he set it on the tank, the toilet tank, and turned around and proceeded to moon everybody. He forgot to shut off the video. Oh, anyway, he's a charismatic enough guy. I don't think it fazed him too much. But what a story. Glad that I've never witnessed that. I've witnessed other things. I've witnessed husbands getting after their wives on Zoom. You gotta always make sure that you're muted. I've got one last story to tell you. On January 19, I started in the morning to not be able to take deep breaths. It's like I just could not fill up my lungs. And I was panicking. And all day it persisted. And I was asking God, what is going on? I love my life. There's no reason that I should be panicking. And yeah, it persisted all day. Well, come to find out, my brother had been trying to get a hold of my dad all day, and they usually talk every day, but no luck. So the next morning, when he still couldn't get a hold of him, he called the apartment lady where my dad lives and had her check on him. And she found him in the bathtub, passed away. So he probably died. He probably was in there 24 hours at least, because Dad and Jay always talk in the morning. And it wasn't until the next morning that they discovered him there. So I guess that's understandable as to why I was feeling that way, although I still don't know how that happened. The ironic thing of it all is that my dad was in a previous apartment that he did not like because it didn't have a bathtub. So my brother was there with him all summer last year and finally got him moved into this apartment that had a bathtub, and he was so happy. So what is the irony of that? He was only in that place a couple months and then he passed away. Well, the next day my mom, brother, and I traveled to the next province over and took care of all his things, packed them up, sold what we could, and I was in charge of all his papers that he kept, some from 40 years ago. And one of them was a letter that he had written. There was no person that he addressed it to, but I'm assuming it was to my mother when he divorced her. And in it, he said that he only has 1.5 children, and he really has 3 kids. So guess who the one that was missing? And the waves of darkness started coming upon me. I couldn't even read the whole letter. I threw it away. But I found other things there that a daughter should never have to find. Well, I've promised that I would tell my story someday. Just not today because the trail's not long enough. But during his later years, he reached out to me more and more, especially when he got more and more sickly. And the last year of his life, I was able to say, "I love you, Dad," on the phone to him. And sometimes he responded and sometimes he didn't, but that's okay. Through my life, I've just had to say, "Lord, I give you my father. I don't know what I can do with him or for him, but please just take care of him." And that was my prayer. You guys think I do these hikes just for fun, but they are for healing. It's a true story. Lots of erratic boulders on this trail. I would give this trail a 4 out of 5, this Syringa Park trail. You really should do it if you come and camp here. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So if you've been experiencing dissension in your life or live in a country that it has civil unrest, or you've experienced ridicule and hate from people, or if you've made a fool of yourself and want to crawl under a rock, or if you've had a father that's rejected you, at least we have a heavenly Father that we can turn to, and he has such a deep love for us. And really, that's all we need. That's all we really need in life is our Heavenly Father. So turn to him.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that he should give his only Son to make a wretch his treasure. How great the pain of searing loss, the Father turns his face away, as wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory. Behold the man upon a cross, my sin upon his shoulder, a